Good afternoon everybody, my name is Bo from Decanty and today we're going to talk about 5 fragrances that when I see my fragrance cabinet, I can't help but put these babies up. So this video I'm going to talk about the 5 most go-to fragrances that I have in my cabinet at the minute. These are ones that I see and I think, I haven't worn that in a while, or I love the smell of that and I'm just going to wear that today. I've got one for pretty much every situation going, high heat, low heat, everything you can think of during summer, and these are my just absolute favourites at the minute. So to start off with, we've got this bad boy, an absolute favourite of mine for a little while. I actually covered it in my first video. It's John Vavartos Artisan Blue. This is in my top 5 at the minute just because during the high heat we have had over the last sort of few weeks, this is an absolute phenomenal fragrance. It's aromatic, it's citrusy, it's fresh. It's just phenomenal in the high heat. It's refreshing, it's nice, it's pleasing. It isn't a favourite amongst a lot of the fragrance community because of its poor longevity, poor projection. It's not great when it comes to that. You're going to have to keep reapplying it. The other thing that I love about it as well is especially when it comes to really high heat, you don't want something that smells synthetic, syrupy sweet or anything like that. This smells natural, smells like it should. A lot of people compare it to cucumber. I don't get that myself. I just get this sort of watery, light citrus about it. It's really nice. Can be dressed up, dressed down. Doesn't matter, suits pretty much all occasions. Projection and longevity aren't the best at all. You have to keep applying it. For that reason, while it is in my top 5, it is my house scent. It's the scent I put on if I'm just going to stay home. I'm wearing it today actually, and so that I can have easy access to it and just keep topping myself up. Inside are notes of basil, iris and pine, and I think the iris is where it gets its sort of freshness from, and that pine is where you get that realistic sort of outdoor air sort of feel about it. Absolutely phenomenal during high heat. Recommend getting it yourself. My go-to for around the house. That's it. Next on my list is a fragrance that is actually one of my newest additions, and ever since I've been wearing it a lot. I don't know why it's been so late to my collection actually, since it's been on my to get list for quite a long time. My missus and kids got it for Father's Day for me, and it's a phenomenal present. I'm also wearing it since. It's Prada Rosso Carbon. Absolutely fantastic fragrance. Amongst the fragrance community, it's much loved, very much appreciated, great compliment getter. Not going to find someone that isn't going to like it. For me, I have asked this in a few forums, but I get a sort of soapy vibe about it, like in Prada L'Homme. Very much like that sort of the powderiness that you get from it. For me personally, I do get a lot of compliments from this, especially from my missus. You know, she always recognises that I'm wearing it, always mentions it. Just a great scent for that reason. If you're wearing something that is probably for the cooler days of summer and you want to dress it up, then I would say go for this one. Maybe an interview, or you're going out with your friends for somewhat of a formal occasion. This bad boy will power you through. Inside there is bergamot, metallic notes and ambroxan. And with that note breakdown alone, you know this is going to be a phenomenal fragrance. Absolute heavy hitter when it comes to compliments. You can't go wrong with it, and I've loved it ever since. Next one has been another one that's actually on my to get list for a very long time, and I actually picked it up recently. Actually this has been on there for a very long time actually, since my fragrance collection began. Pretty much, and that would be, if I can get the lid on, Stronghold Review Freeze. Now this has been on my to get list for a very long time because I do love the original Stronghold Review. Smelled it a few times with samples and whatever, just don't know why, but I've put it off trying to get it. And I wanted something that was a bit like that, but a bit of a summery feel. And luckily enough, they had something in the line literally for that occasion. I will say this keeps to the sort of warmth of the original, but it tones it down a bit and just sprinkles some fresh citrusiness on top, and that makes it perfect for sort of the cooler days of summer, you know, those grey rainy days, but it's still a little warm. And actually it's awesome for the evenings as well during summer, because it does have that warm opening while having that freshness of citrus. Projection and longevity on this. So projection, I wouldn't say is the best. I mean, it's pretty much a skin scent after a little while. Longevity, however, I can smell it after a good amount of time still. So at the end of my shift, I'm still smelling it, but I'm the only one who's smelling it. That's the only issue with this one. Inside there's notes of ginger, lavender and bourbon vanilla. With this, I get that warm gingery vibe at the beginning, a bit like a ginger biscuit sort of, a bit like that. And then I, for some reason, sort of kind of skip over the middle quite quickly, and then it goes into that warm vanilla that you get. But yeah, it still has a really nice citrusy, sort of fresh vibe about it. Really nice for evenings in summer. Can be dressed up, dressed down, fantastic for casual occasions, fantastic for formal occasions. Doesn't matter, highly versatile. Grab yourself some. Next is a fragrance I actually had in my last video, and like I said, I picked it up I think a few years ago actually, compared to the video that I put out yesterday. And that would be Versace Dillon Blue. Now this is a phenomenal fragrance when it comes to versatility. Dressed up, dressed down, doesn't matter. Great introduction to perfumes in general. I'm not going to find anyone that dislikes it just because of how versatile it is. It's so pleasing. It's got a nice warm ending to it. I mean, it's just a smart, cheap aftershave. When I say cheap, I don't mean cheap as in tacky. I mean, it's just, for the pricing, you get something that's absolutely phenomenal. Projection and longevity are really good as well. Well, really good for this price range anyway. And you can't really complain. For me, this is my go-to work fragrance at the minute. Really nice, and it's just something that you just can't really get enough of. You can keep smelling yourself, and I'm grateful for that, you know. Inside there is bergamot, papyrus and saffron, which is where that warm ending comes from. And actually, out of all of these, this is probably the easiest dump reach fragrance in the 5 that I have. You see it and you're gonna have no doubts about whether or not people are gonna like it. Honestly, just you see the Versace Dillon Blue bottle and you just grab that thing, you know. Got no time, grab it, doesn't matter. And then finally on this list, we are blasting through these, is a fragrance that has made another appearance in one of my other videos. And at the time I was kind of pushing it aside, wasn't a huge fan of it, but then after the video I was like, I'll give it another chance, give it another chance, give it another chance, and then it's become quite a regular thing. That would be Dolce Gabbana Light Blue Ooh Intense. Now this, like John Vavartos Artisan Blue, is great for the summer high heat. This, however, I think is a bit more of a youthful version really. It's more youthful friendly. I think Artisan Blue is a bit more, smells a bit more mature. I think it's maybe the pine that's in there a little bit that does that. Whereas this is quite heavy on the citrus. It's sweet, citrusy, fresh. Everyone loves it. If you've been around on YouTube for a little while, especially on fragrances, you're gonna know that this is an absolute hype beast when it comes to fragrances. In the summer, everyone loves it. A lot of people recommend it. I'm no different. I'm enjoying it at the minute. What can I say? Inside, it has notes of frozen grapefruit, seawater, and amberwood. The projection and longevity on this, however, isn't the best. You are gonna have to keep topping yourself up, but luckily it's not all that expensive at the minute. And I'm expecting the price to actually drop a little, considering that the light blue Forever that's come out, a lot of people like that. So I reckon it's gonna fall to the wayside a little bit. So you might be able to pick this up and smell a little different to other people at the minute, you know? Might fall off a few people's radars. Extremely versatile, worn during the day, during the evening. I would say it's a bit more of a day scent really, but you know, can be worn during the evening, dressed up, dressed down very easily. And just genuinely an all-round great scent. So a quick roundup of whatever we've got and the different situations they all suit. So if you're talking about quite high heat, very high heat, you're at home, can't really do much because of how hot it is, go for Artisan Blue. Phenomenal, smells natural, bit more of a mature scent, but you can't go wrong with it. Keep topping yourself up though, because longevity and protection isn't great. Then you have the more youthful version, the Dolce Gabbana Light Blue Ooh Intense. Phenomenal again in the same situations, high heat, can't really do much because how hot it is. Yet again, not great protection, not great longevity, however it's a bit more of a youthful scent. Really nice, citrusy, fresh, can't go wrong with this one. Then for me on my colder summer days where maybe I'm working or going to something formal, something like that, meeting or friends out, something like that, I grab my Prada Rosso Carbon. Very popular with me at the minute. It's got a soapy freshness, a bit like Prada L'Homme. So if you like that, expect a similar sort of thing. And just generally an absolute hype beast when it comes to compliments. Projection and longevity is pretty good on this. Then you've got your cooler day or evening summer scent, which is Stronger With You Freeze. I love this one at the minute, constantly grabbing it. Just, it has this nice rich warmthness to it. and I just can't get enough of it, really can't. I might have to buy another bottle. And then finally, your formal, very versatile, compliment getting, great versatility, great projection, great longevity, Versace Dylan Blue. You're done reach, you're in a rush out the door, what should I grab? Versace Dylan Blue. That's it, everybody. Thank you very much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.